This week, we are back to catch up on all the things happening out there in the world of Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and other corners of the pop culture universe. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse. Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
That's the emergency alert.
This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billy Taylor.
I'm Taylor Oxner.
And this week we are back. It is 2025, and we are here to talk about some of the fun things going on out there the past couple weeks and all that. But before we jump into it, Taylor, what have you been nerding out about this week, man?
This week I've been nerding out about Raw by WWE is now on Netflix. The first one was Monday, and so I've been watching that. It's awesome.
That is cool. I saw some highlights about it online. I honestly kind of want to go check it out.
Man, it's so much fun. It really is. Like I said, Lauren and I, like years ago, kind of started watching it. Like I watched it as a kid, but like years ago, started watching it kind of like ironically, and now we're kind of watching it unironically. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. It's a soap opera. I mean, it's just a soap opera and some fighting. So
Very nice. Let's see. I'm trying to think. My nerding out probably has to do with a TV show. So we've talked on this show a little bit about having watched the show Dexter in the past and all that. I started watching the new Dexter Original Sin, and there's only, I think, 5 episodes out at this point. But my wife and I kind of binge watched those 5 episodes the past few days, and it's really good. It's kind of a look at his life right when he got out of college and right when he started becoming who he is in the Dexter series, and the way that his dad kind of trained him to hone his issue towards only bad people. And what I think I like the most about it, though, is the actors they've picked to portray the young versions of the original characters are kind of spot on. Like, it's kind of crazy how close some of these guys are.
no, that's cool.
But if anyone watched that sequel miniseries that came out, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago at this point, where, at the finale of the original series, everyone thinks, Dexter's dead. He drove his boat off into the hurricane. And then at the post-credit scene or whatever, he's alive in some Alaskan city, whatever. Well, the sequel series took place in that Alaskan series. He's living under a different identity, and he's like a lumberjack type dude doing stuff like that. And he has to come out of hiding to stop this bad man in that new city, blah, 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 blah. At the end of that series, by all means, you think Dexter is dead. Well, this new prequel series, it literally begins with Dexter's body that everyone thinks is dead being wheeled into an ambulance by an EMT crew, and they kind of bring him back to life. And then his thoughts kind of start thinking, he's like, oh, I guess I'm not dead. And then he said, it's funny what they say, when you die, your entire life flashes before your eyes, and then it flashes back to when he's young, and that's where this series takes place. So anyway, I won't give too many spoilers or anything, but it's been a really good show. If you're into Dexter and all that, you should go watch it.
Right on.
Well, hey, let's kind of jump into the news. It's been a couple weeks since we've talked about news type stuff. Over with Marvel, or, last week or so, everyone wrapped up watching What If. What were your overall thoughts about What If this year, their final season?
So I got one more episode left.
Okay.
But so far I thought it was the goofiest season of the show ever.
I agree. It's definitely got some goofy
And
episodes.
I think the worst season of this show ever. Not because I think necessarily it's bad. I just don't think the quality is as good as the first two.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I wouldn't say it's bad. I just really, really liked the first 2 seasons quite a bit better.
Yeah, like quite a bit better, right? Not just a little bit. I kind of really enjoyed those first couple seasons. The second season had points where it started to lose me a little bit, but the first season especially is very strong.
Yeah.
There were cool stuff about the season, don't get me wrong. Like we had Storm. That was cool.
Oh yeah, bringing in Storm with the same voice actress from the X-Men '97 series. That was cool.
It was cool. They had the Howard the Duck's daughter,
Yes.
which I thought was just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did you think of it overall? I just was thought I thought the villain being other Watchers was kind of whatever.
Yeah. I
Um,
I really liked the Old West episode a lot.
oh yeah, I like that one.
And I liked seeing Kahori again. That was cool.
Yeah, I
And
liked seeing her.
you haven't seen the finale episode yet, and I think that's the best one.
Oh, okay.
It does a good job of tying things together, and I won't spoil it for you, but when the credits start rolling, like at the very, very end, they show a montage of so many variants of so many characters. I thought that was kind of cool too.
Okay.
But I'm with you. I'm not calling it bad because I enjoyed it, but it's definitely the kind of the weirdest, goofiest season.
Yeah, and like, what if as a comic has always been that way for me anyway? One, it has in the comics they had no interference with main continuity whatsoever.
Yeah,
So it was always just third throwaway. I
yeah,
mean, it's throwaway ideas they just decided to make money off of. So it's the show in itself. I don't know. I think it'll wind up being a C for me overall.
yeah. I could see that. Maybe a B for me, but B minus. But yeah, I enjoyed it, but this season was goofy.
Yeah, it was just silly. A lot of it was just so silly. I was just like, why is this so goofy? And the Ultron stuff, bringing him back or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't, who does the voice of that? Who did that?
I'm pretty sure Ultron is Ross Marquand in this series.
Okay. I don't know if I loved it. I don't think I believe that Ultron would help.
Yeah.
I think that's where the disconnect on that episode went for me. I was like, why would he help? That character in general, like, would rather see everything be nothing than even exist. I don't know. To me, it just didn't ring correct.
Well, hey, if anyone's out there deciding to watch it or not watch it, you're on the fence. The entire series is out now, so you can go binge it and form an opinion. I thought it was fun. The last season was a little goofy, but I feel
It's
like it's worth a
it's
watch.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. It's fun. If nothing else, it's fun.
Did you get a chance to see the trailer for the new animated Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man series?
I did.
And I think it looks fun.
Yeah.
Just another animated series. It's not going to be in continuity of the MCU or anything. It's going to be its own thing, but I want to watch it. It looks fun to me.
Yeah, I'll still watch it though.
Let's see, the next thing on the list here, it's starting to be said that after Secret Wars is over, because we know that's what it's leading up to, the next big thing is going to be the Mutant Saga, which we've all kind of heard that for a long time now. But it sounds like they're going to go with Mr. Sinister as the big bad of that era.
Why not Apocalypse?
Maybe it'll lead to that? I don't know.
I feel like Doctor Strange is like not a big bad, but he's like a step to be a big bad.
Yeah. Or you mean Mr. Sinister?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. And then after this whole, Secret Wars era, and then it gets to the Mutant Saga era, it sounds like they're saying that they're finally going to wrap up the MCU as we know it with an Avengers versus X-Men event.
Okay.
Yeah. They're also starting to talk about some details about things we've been hearing for a while now. It sounds like there's going to be a Midnight Suns movie, which they've talked about for a little while.
Yeah,
And the main villains are supposed to be Mephisto and Lilith in this series.
that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. So I wonder if, maybe that's why they've been holding off even showing a glimpse of Mephisto to officially, whoever they make as this main character in this series, they wanted to wait until they found the perfect person, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Lilith was the Midnight Sun's big bad for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that makes sense. Mephisto's her leader or whatever, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So sure.
We've also been talking about Young Avengers for a while. Well, the series for the Young Avengers on Disney Plus is going to be called Champions, not Young Avengers. And it sounds like the roster has been reported to be Wiccan, Ms. Marvel, Hawkeye, America Chavez, Cassie Lang, and Ironheart. And that's who's going to be the main roster in this series.
Is it all women?
I guess except for Wiccan, it looks like it's all girls.
Interesting.
And they said the main roster, so I wonder if we'll still see other characters show up.
Yeah.
Over on the Sony Marvel side of things, they reported a few weeks ago that Kraven the Hunter is going to be the final installment of their whole Sony Spider-Verse, whatever you want to call it. But over in the real world side of things, the Sony exec who oversaw every Sony Marvel movie, he just quit and left the studio.
Probably smart.
Probably. Probably smart for the studio.
Yeah, too.
The guy overseeing all those movies is no longer with them. But they're no longer making those Marvel movies anymore anyway, so yeah. Hopefully that deal goes through where they sell everything to Disney and Marvel Studios can just do it all.
Yeah.
And this has nothing to do with new news, but did you know that back in the day when Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movie came out, the first person that they offered the Norman Osborn role to before Willem Dafoe was Billy Bob Thornton? Did you know that?
Why?
There was an interview and someone asked him about it and he was like, yeah, they offered me the role and I had other things going on and it just didn't work out, and ultimately Willem Dafoe did a great job, but yeah, he's the person they offered it to before him, and I think that's very interesting, and it would have been a whole different thing because I felt like he was the perfect Norman Osborn, Willem Dafoe.
At least for that movie, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he even looks like the Green Goblin without the
Yeah.
mask. But yeah, that would have been super weird.
That's super weird.
So over on the DC side of things, we recently saw that Superman trailer, and they're starting to talk about all kinds of stuff with Superman and the DCU. So there was a first report saying that the early test screenings of the Superman movie were not great, but then an official report came out saying that it's being described as Guardians of the Galaxy level good. So I was already excited to see this movie, but hearing reports saying it's that good, I don't know. I'm real excited about that.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being bad. The only thing that I think that'll make it bad, and it'll be because there's too much in it.
Yeah, we've seen in the past when people try to put too much into one movie, it doesn't always work out.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I would be cautious about.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that I believe that he'll do a good job.
Oh, yeah. And people saying it's Guardians of the Galaxy level good. We know James Gunn is good at an ensemble movie, so maybe he knows what he's doing with throwing in extra characters here and there.
Yeah,
I have a lot of faith in it. I'm super excited to see it.
yeah, I'm also way, way excited.
Did you also see that Jason Momoa has been officially cast as Lobo in the DCU?
I did.
That is so perfect.
It's amazing. It's like one of the fan casting, basically. I love it.
He was asked in an interview a little while back if he's ever going to be able to play that character. And his response was, if the call ever comes, I'm available. And then a couple weeks ago, or a week or 2 weeks ago, he posted that article, like he reposted it, and his caption was, the call came. Like, that's all he said. He didn't say anything else.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and then there's been all these like official posts about it, and yeah, he's gonna be perfect. He's gonna show up in the new Supergirl movie, which comes out in the future, not this year, but that's where that character's gonna show up, and yeah, I can't wait to see his take on it. Have you been continuing to watch Creature Commandos?
I have been, I'm like one behind, I think.
Yeah, the most recent one dove into Dr. Phosphorus's origin. Did you?
Yeah, I'm
y-
one behind that one.
Okay,
So,
I have to say the one about Weasel broke my heart, and then so did the one about Dr. Phosphorus.
oh, really?
Yeah, once you watch it,
That
you'll
makes
understand.
that makes me nervous. I did see that they used Disney's skeleton dance.
There was a whole skeleton dance scene, yes.
Yeah, well, do you know that it was used the day after it became fair use?
Oh, I did not catch that. That's funny.
Yeah, so the skeleton dance wasn't able to be used until like they aired it like the day, 10 days after or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
But yeah, that episode with Dr. Phosphorus, it was also the penultimate episode, so there's only one episode left. And
okay.
I've really been enjoying this series. It's also been recently greenlit for a season 2. And
It better be.
yeah, oh, it's so good. Not for the kiddos, but it's really
No,
good.
I do hope they add more characters or take out characters. You know what I mean? Like I hope it's like Suicide Squad where they
Yeah, like a revolving team. One other thing about this Dr. Phosphorus episode is we got our first glimpse at the DCU's Batman,
woo.
which was kind of cool. So they made him very in the shadows, very, when you really see him, all you're really seeing is a silhouette, which gives them, liberty to tweak it and adjust it to make it fit in the future for whoever they officially cast. But he was a very bulky looking Batman, which is making people say, like, oh, it's got to be Alan Richson. And if that's true, I think he'd be an awesome Batman.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, they left him in the shadows on purpose. as a, from the director's side of things, so they can put whoever in there, but it was still really cool to see him.
Yeah.
Speaking of Batman, there's been a lot of chatter about the Batman 2. And first of all, it's been delayed for another year until 2027, which is making a lot of people believe, man, maybe this will get folded into the new DCU. People have been saying that's what they want. Even James Gunn is saying that might not be a bad idea. It's just Matt Reeves wants it to continue to be its own thing. But we'll see what they do with that, why there's a whole nother year added to the delay. But the big thing right now going around is that the villain of this movie is possibly going to be Mr. Freeze.
I did see that. That looked amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
I would be down for that. And if they're trying to keep it grounded in reality, and that's Matt Reeves' biggest thing, he doesn't want it magical and mystical and, crazy, outrageous science and all this stuff. I'm wondering how they'll pull off Mr. Freeze without doing all that. But either way, it looks really cool, and I'm definitely going to want to watch it.
Yeah.
Side note, we recently had the Golden Globes, and Colin Farrell won the Golden Globe for Best Actor for his role as the Penguin in the Penguin series. So that was kind of cool.
It is really cool.
That show was really good with a heartbreaking ending. And it's funny, the comedian Nikki Glazer was the host for the Golden Globes, and she was making, all of her comments and the opening sequence and everything. And she said something about some movies, and then she goes on to say, Joker 2 didn't get any of these nominations or whatever. And then she's like, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Joker 2 cast. And she's like, oh, wait, none of you guys are here. Something along those lines. I'm probably misquoting it a little bit, but man, I laughed really hard because that movie is awful. And
So crazy.
so funny how much hate it's received, and then even at that level, the host of the Golden Globes made fun of it.
Yeah.
That's really about it with DC. Over with Star Wars, I've been continuing to watch Skeleton Crew. Have you been watching that one too?
I'm continuing to watch it. Yeah.
I think as of us recording it, later today, I'll be able to watch the latest episode. But yeah, that one keeps being fun. We keep learning more about what's up with this Ad Aden place. Why is it so secretive? They're printing Old Republic credits, and we all know that Dave Filoni is having his big ensemble movie that's going to mash up Mandalorian and Ahsoka and a few other things. But this week they reported that a couple of Skeleton Crew characters will also show up in that movie. So that, to me,
Oh
that
wow.
also adds a time frame to this Skeleton Crew movie because I wasn't quite sure where it fell in.
Oh yeah, it does really give you a time, doesn't it?
Yeah, which I guess, what if it's some of these kids, but they're grown up? Or what if it's just other characters we've seen along the way? Who knows? But that kind of gives you an idea of, okay, this is after the, episode 4, 5, 6, but before the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
At least it puts it there.
Yep.
There's also going to be a new series set in the Knights of the Old Republic era. They just reported about that coming out in the next couple of years. So that's going to be cool too.
That's way cool.
Elsewhere out there in the pop culture universe, did you get a chance to see the trailer for The Last of Us Season 2?
No.
Yeah, the trailer just came out in the past couple days, and it looks pretty good. There's no surprises, it continues to look good, and I guess the big thing is it's going to come out in April of this year. So be
Oh
able to...
good, I get to be sad around my birthday.
Yeah. Keep watching that show.
Just get sadder.
Do you remember the movie Labyrinth, the old, Disney movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
I just saw that they're going to be rebooting Labyrinth. A reboot movie is in the works for that movie.
Oh no, I'm not okay with that.
My first thought was, who the heck is going to play the Goblin King?
Yeah, David Bowie's dead.
Right.
Like he was that movie. I don't
Right.
I don't know about this one. I don't want to sound like that guy,
Yeah.
but like that's a rough one.
Something you just said made me think, are they going to throw Jared Leto in there as the Goblin King?
Oh my God. Can you imagine
I could see him wanting to do it.
how dramatic and frolicking in the land of floopsy-doos that man? Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know.
Or, go completely wacky and throw in like a Jack Black or something.
No, it has to be somebody spindly and like ill looking, but also charismatic. So I guess Jared Leto. Ugh, gross.
Who else could they put in there?
They could, could do Alan Parsons.
Right.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons, I mean, yeah.
That's funny.
That would be so bad. Don't do that, please. If anyone's listening, please don't do that. That was just a really bad idea. That's
Yeah.
almost as bad as Young Shelter.
Young Shelter. If beautiful little brainchild. Let's see. We also got some news, speaking of reboots, that over with Hasbro and Paramount, there is going to be a Power Rangers reboot as a movie, not a series. And you know me, I'm down for that. I just hope they know what they're doing and they treat it right. Because, I didn't hate that 2017 reboot, and I'm sad they didn't continue it. But maybe they're going
I
to,
was,
I don't know, stick to their roots a little more. And I don't know what they're going
yeah,
to do.
I was sad that they didn't make another one of that movie too. I like that movie.
Yeah. Everyone's already fan casting that they take, oh, the kid, I can't think of his name right now, but he's Johnny's son on Cobra Kai. They want him to be Tommy in this new series.
Yeah, I don't know.
But whatever they do, I'm gonna watch it. Hopefully they serve it some justice and beyond that, hopefully not only does it do well, but they keep it going.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm excited at the thought of a Power Rangers movie or series that's aimed towards adults, not kids, because it's a really cool concept. If they go by what the comic books have done, the comics are so, so, so good. I can't even explain how good they are. That'd be really cool to see an adult version of that on a screen, and I'm a little optimistic about it. I hope that's what they do.
Good.
Well, that is all of the news for this week. We hope you guys, especially if you're out here in the Midwest, you're staying warm, staying out of the blizzard-like conditions, and I don't know, find some good books to read, some games to play, some shows to watch. But as for us here at the Taylorverse, I've been Billy Taylor.
I'm Taylor Rockstar.
And come back next week, guys. Same Taylor time, same Taylor channel.
Bye.
Bye.